St. Vincent started off the season with a 27-7 victory over Macaulay Catholic. Lost to Park Hills Central 12-3 in week 2. Beat Valley Catholic 14-7. Dropped one to Maplewood 35-0. And last week losing 22-21 to St. Pius. There's a short kick, takes a bounce, gets away from a couple of St. Vincent return men, and then covered up at the 22-yard line. So not much of a return. In fact, no return whatsoever by St. Vincent. And it'll be the Indians on offense to get it started from their own 22.
That was a tough loss for the St. Vincent Indians last week. They were actually up 21-14 with about 2 minutes to go, maybe a little less than 2 minutes to go. St. Pius runs it in for a touchdown, makes it 21-20. They go for 2, and they get it on a dive play off the right tackle there.
Three-back formation here for the Indians as they begin at 1st and 10. Hand off to the last man coming through, and he is up in the air, and they may have lost the football. Nope, he hung on to it, but he goes really nowhere. He gets barely to the 25-yard line, tried to leap over the line, and the Hornets were having none of it. Just a 2-yard gain there for number 41, Zach Fisher, the fullback.
Yeah, he just went off right tackle there and actually left his feet, tried to go up, and Crystal caught him and threw him back down.
Sorry about that. That was Dylan Mole who got the carry, number 48.
48. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing that very often tonight. He may not be in there very long.
Three-man backfield once more. The fullback straight up the middle gets it. That is Fisher, and he gets really just about 2 yards maybe, if that. It's going to be 3rd down and about 6 coming up. Crystal City was there to bring him down after a minimal gain. Crystal City, although they're not a very big team on defense, they just moved to the football very, very well, very quick, especially that tremendous linebacking core. Jake Beeler, DJ Sullivan, Matt Kemp, and Zach Nicholas are about as tough as you'll find on any linebacking group in the county.
A lot of speed. Tonight they're running a 3-4 defense with a cover 2, which you don't see very often in high school football.
Yeah. Looking to pass. Here's a throw, a slant pattern coming in the tight end. Incomplete to Josh Raleigh. Incomplete pass brings up 4th down, and St. Vincent will be forced to punt after they go 3 and out on their first possession.
You know, I was reading the paper and Dan Ridgway was in there, and he's talking about how this maybe is one of his best defenses he's had this year, or actually since he's been here this year. And you know, that's they've had some good defenses in the past. Especially last year was a great defense. The year another year they went to state, I believe it was 2004. They had a great defense.
Punt goes over the head of the return man, Jacob Duncan, and is down at the 39-yard line. Took a solid Crystal City bounce right at the 40, and then just stopped for the most part. So the Hornets will have pretty good field position to begin their first drive. 1st and 10 on their own 39. Ian DeFries, the quarterback, brings out the backfield of Josh Harnett and DJ Sullivan. Demetrius Terry will be in there eventually. The receivers, Jacob Duncan and Donnie Nash. Ben Swice is the tight end. An offensive line of Jake Beeler, Richard Krasnoff, Jacob Compton, Bud Bingham, and Cameron Smith. Hand off to Sullivan, running right side. Gets tripped up and falls backwards. Forward progress got him maybe a yard. Good job defensively by the Indians.
You know, St. Vincent's is 2-3, but if you can play with Park Hills 12-3, you know, that's saying something, because Park Hills is an excellent team this year. They're playing very good football right now. And so St. Vincent, even though they lost St. Pius, you know, playing with Park Hills, that shows what they can do.
3-man backfield once more. Handoff coming to Harned, coming near side, following his lead blocker. Sullivan escapes a tackle, gets across the 45, brought down at the 47. About 2 yards shy of the first down. That's a good 7-yard pickup by Harned. Came in with 17 carries for the season for about 90 yards, 93 yards. And he picks up 7 yards there. It brings up 3rd down and about 2.
And number 45, Demetrius Terry, has just checked in as they're going full backfield here.
1,000 yards already on the season for Terry. 2 men in front of him to block as he gets the carry, comes near side, breaks a tackle, gets across the 50, down at the St. Vincent 44-yard line, 1st down run for Demetrius Terry. That one good for about 9. 1st and 10 for the Hornets as they move into St. Vincent territory.
and he's got that nice little deceptive slide step. You know, there was two guys waiting in the hole. He just kind of, there wasn't even a great stiff arm, just put his hand out, slide step, right back to the middle, and then cuts it back outside. He does a great job of that.
1st and 10, Crystal. I formation, 2 receivers, 1 to each side. DeFreeze hands off to Sullivan up the middle. He's got some room. Gets across the 40-yard line, brought down at the 38. Pickup there of about 6 yards. DJ Sullivan picking up solid yardage. You know, he came in here with a little over 500 yards rushing for the season already. And, you know, we talked about what happened last year with this Hornets team, Spencer. They had 2 guys that went over 1,000 yards last year. And Demetrius Terry, who had about 800.
Yes.
So, I mean, these guys know how to run and they know how to mix it up. And Sullivan, he's in there and he's just as strong and potent as Demetrius Terry is. Terry gets the carry, coming near side, has some blockers, trying to get to the corner, and does so. To the 30, down the sideline to the 20, knocked out of bounds at the 15-yard line. 1st down run for Demetrius Terry. And the Hornets are just shy of the 15-yard line on their run by Demetrius.
That right there is a good example of what makes Crystal City so tough to stop. Is they, you know, you're focusing on Demetrius Terry and you fullback dive to DJ Sullivan for 7 or 8 yards. And then, well, we got to pinch in and help on that. And then they pitch it outside Demetrius Terry, and you don't have anybody out there to cover. So that's what makes them so difficult to defend.
Back to an I formation. DeFreeze hands off to Sullivan. He's got some room up the middle, breaking tackles, gets across the 10, brought down near the 5-yard line. Might be a 1st down run by DJ Sullivan. Picks up at least 9. We'll see about the spot. Looks like he may be just a little bit shy of the 1st down marker.
And I can almost guarantee DJ Sullivan's going to end up with over 1,000 yards. I mean, they're going to keep giving him the ball and just mixing it up. And you know, Demetrius is probably going to get his 2,000. But I mean, to have a 1,000 rusher and a 2,000 rusher is just going to be awesome.
There we go. 2nd down and about a yard. And here is Terry running off the right side, trying to get to the corner, and will do so. Touchdown, Crystal City. What an awareness run that was for Demetrius Terry. He just looking for a seam, running to the right side, knew he had a little bit of room, seeing if he could cut it back in, and then just outran everybody to the corner once he finally figured out where he wanted to go.
Yeah, he ran outside. He got hit at the 5. That guy just instantly fell to the ground. Demetrius Terry is just so strong.
Terry runs it in from 6 yards out. Here's the extra point attempt. And it's a botched snap, and the ball holder is going to be brought down in the backfield, and a failed conversion by Crystal City. 6-0. Hornets on top of St. Vincent, and that's with 7:35 remaining in the 1st quarter. We take a break. Back in a minute for the kickoff on KJF. Crystal City kicks off to the Indians as they lead 7-0, taken at the 15-yard line, straight up the middle. The return man gets to the 30 before he's brought down by several red jerseys. Pretty good return by the Indians. Returned by number 19 of the Indians. 30-yard line. That is Darren Yamnitz, actually, their quarterback.
That's always dangerous, having your quarterback as the kick return man.
They had a lot of guys that play several different spots in this team. They mix it up quite nicely. St. Vincent down 6-0, 1st and 10 on their own 30. Pitch left side. Running the sweep out to the left is number 8 on the carry, Justin Lott. And he doesn't get much. Gets maybe 2 yards on the run. It'll be 2nd down and 8 coming up for the Indians.
Yeah, and again, that's one reason, or one thing about the Crystal City defense is hard to run against them because they have such speed to the outside. But then again, the middle linebacker does a great job of covering the inside too. So you're almost better off to do some kind of misdirection or something, get that defense flowing away and counter back the other, reverse or play fakes. You have to do something. You just can't line up right at and go right at them.
You certainly have to stay in your lanes if you want to do something against this Hornets defense. Back to pass, Yamnitz bringing it to the near side. Overshot his man, intercepted by Demetrius Terry. At the 40, he's going to bring it back to the 50, into St. Vincent territory. Down the sideline, knocked out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Yamnitz overshoots his target, picked off by Demetrius Terry, and returned into St. Vincent territory, and the Hornets are on the roll again.
and that might have been a costly interception for St. Vincent, more for than just losing the ball. But number 41, Zach Fisher, one of their leading fullbacks, looked like he's on the sideline there with a shoulder injury. I don't know if it's just a stinger or what, but he got up really slow, and he's not feeling too good this time.
Sullivan up the middle gets the carry. Not much there. As St. Vincent, their line holds, and Sullivan is held to a short gain, maybe a yard, and we'll give him a yard, 2nd and 9.
What a great read, though, by Demetrius Terry. Had great coverage. That ball should have never been thrown. They had a safety over the top, too. Demetrius Terry just out-jumped him for the ball there, but you're not going to be able to run very deep patterns on this Hornet secondary.
High formation again. DeFries pitches right side, giving it to Terry. Cuts it up the middle and brought down across the 25-yard line. And solid pickup there by Terry, but he is shy of the first down. He's brought down, looks to be about the 22-yard line. We'll give Terry 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and 4.
You know, running back's pretty good, and they can run the ball whenever they get a 5-yard gain. You're just kind of like, oh, that's all they got. You know, because you see them run, they're getting 6, 8, 9, 10 yards a pop. When they only get a 4 or 5 yard with Demetrius Terry, you're kind of shocked by that.
Hornets look at a 3rd down and 4. Bunch formation in the backfield, 3 running backs. Handoff goes to Terry, following lead blockers up the middle, carrying with the left hand, brings it to the 15-yard line. That'll be a 1st down. That's 8 yards on the carry by Demetrius Terry. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the St. Vincent 15.
Right there, he shows a different part of his game. That time he's patient, stayed right there on the fullback, had his hand on the small of his back, just kept with him. And then finally the hole kind of opened up and he kind of took it off to the side. But again, that time showing patience.
He kind of dances back there in the backfield, but he can do that because he is quick enough to make up for that when he finds where he wants to go. Here's some misdirection as Sullivan gets the carry, running off right tackle, brought down at the 11. They fake to Terry, give to Sullivan. A lot in there on the tackle by St. Vincent. Sullivan will pick up 4, 2nd down and 6. St. Vincent Crystal City primarily, keeping it on the ground. No surprise there. It'll be 2nd down and 6 from the St. Vincent 11-yard line. Crystal City trying to get on the board again. 3 running backs again behind DeFries. Hands off to Terry, following Sullivan coming to the near side, cuts it back up the middle, hit from behind and dropped near the 6-yard line. Make it to 7. He'll pick up a couple there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and short. 4th and about 2. Terry picked up about 2 yards. And it'll be 3rd and 2 coming up for the Hornets. Is it 3rd and 2 or 4th and 2? I think it's 4th. No, it is 3rd. Okay. 3rd down and 2. Guy got kind of mixed up there. Under center is DeFries. Takes a snap. Hands off to Terry. Up the middle. Gets stopped short of the 5-yard line and brought down. Nothing opened up for him. St. Vincent kind of broke through the line and just slowed him up enough to bring him down. After just a 1-yard pickup, it's 4th and 1.
That time he got caught dancing in the back there, like you said, and number 64, looked like Quentin Robinson from his D-tackle position was there, shot through the line and got him as he was waiting for something to open up. It just didn't happen for him this time.
Crystal City trying to increase a 6-0 lead here in the first quarter. It's 4th and 1 from the 6-yard line. Here's the pitch to Terry. Goes back up the middle, slips around one tackler, cuts it back inside, touchdown. Very slippery run by Demetrius Terry on 4th and 1. Terry takes it in for the score, his first touchdown of the night. And the Hornets go up 12-0 with the conversion attempts coming up.
Yeah, right there. They looked like St. Vincent was looking for everything up the middle between the tackles. They blitzed every gap. Crystal goes outside with it. Demetrius makes one cut, has the corner of the end zone. Easy touchdown.
6-yard run
I'd be happy to. It's a great idea.
by Demetrius Terry. Sorry, that's actually his second run. He did score the first time. Hornets are going for 2. And they hand off up the middle. Sullivan doesn't make it. and the conversion attempt is no good. So it's 12-0. Crystal City is on top of St. Vincent. We'll take a break. Back in 1 minute for the kickoff on KJFF. Crystal City has increased their lead 12-0 over the St. Vincent Indians as the kickoff to the Indians comes. Squib kick coming to the near side, and it's going to go out of bounds near the 25-yard line, and that's going to bring in the flag, and that will give St. Vincent good field position as the kick goes out of bounds.
Yeah, not a very good kick there. I don't know if he tried to squib it or if he just on purpose or if he just got off the side of his foot there. But the only way that St. Vincent can stop us, the Hornets here, is on the two-point conversions.
So far.
So far, yeah.
See how things change as this game progresses, but St. Vincent, bottom line is they need to move the football.
They do, because the only way they're going to stop Crystal City from scoring, it looks like tonight, is if they have the ball. And, these long passes that they have aren't going to cut it. The sweeps to the outside aren't going to cut it. They're going to have to become a little bit more flexible with their offense. They're going to have to go a little bit quicker passing, and they're going to have to do some misdirection. And if they don't do that, it's going to be a long night for this Indian ball club.
3 men in the backfield behind the quarterback, Yamnitz. Takes a snap. He's going to look to pass. Brings it down the near sideline. He's got a man there. Incomplete. Thrown out of bounds. Intended for number 15 on the play. Pass receiver was Kyle Raleigh. Rowley is his name. And incomplete pass brings up second down and 10 for the Indians on their own 35-yard line.
There again, St. Vincent just goes right down a fly pattern on the sideline. Ian DeFries has great coverage in front. No chance to complete that pass.
Handoff left side. A couple of yards there for Justin Lott. And he picks up just a couple of yards, maybe. I'll give him a good 4, actually. 3rd down and 6 coming up after Lott picks up some solid yardage.
If you're the St. Vincent Indians, you're almost thinking, okay, every position we have, but we have to, we have 4 downs to get it, not 3 and punt. We've got 4 downs because they're going to have to. They're going to have to go for a 4th down to stay in the game, to get those first downs, keep that chain going, and keep the drive going. It doesn't matter. Crystal going to drive you 50 yards, 80 yards. It doesn't matter.
Bunch formation again. One receiver to the near side. Rolling out to the left side is Yamnitz. Has to let it fly. Throws off his back foot, far side. Ball is incomplete. He had a man open. Josh Rowley could not hang on to it. Incomplete pass that brings up 4th down. He was wide open on the far sideline at the 30.
Yeah, Josh Harnan had got behind him a little bit. Safety didn't get back there. Great rollout there by Yamnitz. Rolls to his left, stops, plants, nice ball. About 35 yards in the air, put it right on the hands of the receiver, and the receiver dropped it.
Stay tuned for an update here in just a moment as St. Vincent has to punt the football away. The punter standing back at the 25-yard line, lets it go. And a fair catch is called and dropped, but falling right on it is the receiver, Duncan. And that's where Crystal City will begin the drive. Let's check in with Craig Andrews. He's at Seckman High School as the Jaguars take on the Hillsboro Hawks. Craig, what's going on?
And the Hornets will begin one more time on offense from their own 30-yard line. Sullivan with the carry, Justin Lott with the tackle. After a pickup of 5 yards, brings up a 2nd down and 5.
Thank you very much, Craig. Here it's 12-0 in favor of Crystal City. DJ Sullivan on the 1st down carry, picked up 5 yards, just shy of the 35-yard line, and now the Hornets look at 2nd and 5.
That Hillsboro ball club's been playing better as of late, and that's big for them to jump on second. They're 7-0 first.
Still having their defensive woes, but they're starting to get in the end zone, find the end zone a little more often. Rolling out is DeFries, looking to pass, and he throws behind his receiver. He had a man open, but it looked like he got tripped up. was number 4. Aaron Schaefer was the intended receiver, and it looked like he just kind of fell and lost his footing. He was open.
You know, that's one nice thing about being a quarterback for the Crystal City team. Anytime you go back to pass, if you play fake, something should be open because everybody's going to be playing that run.
That brings up 3rd down and 5. That is the first pass attempt by Ian DeFries, goes incomplete. An offset I formation here, and the Hornets are going to call a timeout. Timeout, Crystal City, with 1:02 to play in the first quarter. 12-0. Crystal City is on top of St. Vincent. We're back in 60 seconds. On 3rd and 5, Ian DeFries rolls out to the right side, and he keeps it himself and brought down a little bit shy of the first down marker. He's rolling out looking to pass, didn't find anyone open, so he tucked it and ran. Picked up about 4 yards, but it's going to be 4th and 1 here for the Hornets, and they may be forced to punt. Already on top 12-0. I don't see why you have to risk it here. But it looks like they are.
When you got that kind of offense, you take chances like this.
Shows what I know. See Keith Winkler here on the field. He's a good 10 yards in the field. And the handoff up the middle. The ball carrier for the Hornets is going to get it easily. Gets across the 40. Brought down at the 43. That was Sullivan, the fullback, as he picks up 3 yards and the first down. And 1st and 10 Hornets. And that might be the last play of the first quarter. The clock is down to 10 seconds and counting, and that will do it for the first period of play. Crystal City on top 12-0. A pair of touchdown runs by Demetrius Terry has the Hornets out in front of the St. Vincent Indians. We're back in 60 seconds here on 1400 KJFF. Crystal City Hornets are on top 12-0 over St. Vincent as we begin quarter number 2. 1st and 10 Crystal City on their own 44-yard line. Here's a pitch left side to Terry. He gets tripped up right at the 45. Only a 1-yard pickup for the senior tailback, Demetrius Terry. It'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Nice tackle there by number 8, that Justin Lott there, and did a great job one-on-one, hit him low. And I don't care how fast you are, if you get your legs taken out from you, you're not going anywhere.
That's a good point. That is the perfect way to teach kids how to tackle. 2nd down and 9. Crystal City will bring 2 receivers to the right side. I formation behind DeFries. Sullivan and Terry. Terry the deep man. Terry gets the handoff, running left, breaks 1 tackle in the backfield. Now he's down the left sideline to the 40, to the 30, foot race to the 20, to the 10. He outruns his man. He will score. Touchdown, Crystal City. Nope, he stepped out at the 8. Or did he? It looked like they were looking like he stepped out of bounds at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, they're marking him out
and
there.
Did not score.
That was great hustle by number 8. Again, Justin Lott came from the other side of the field, had the angle on him, and just got enough of him to push him out of bounds or make him step out of bounds. It didn't push him because he actually went to across the goal line there. That was a 47-yard run by Demetrius Terry, who was actually hit in the backfield and just bounced it off and went right down the sideline.
So that's 1st and goal at the 8. Terry cannot get in the end zone on that long touchdown run. He'll get the handoff this time, running straight up the middle, still on his feet, overpowering runners, down to the 1-yard line, and it looked like he put the ball over the goal line, and he scores, and another great, powerful run by Demetrius Terry. He didn't score on that last long run. He was kept short, pushed out at the 8, but he gets it in on the very next play.
and he made that all by himself. And after the line gave him the hole for the first 2 yards, he carried 2 or 3 defenders, just kept getting hit. He just kept bouncing. Finally, he dove, extended his arms across the goal line, and got the ball in there. But he was hit about the 3 and just kept getting pounded, and finally just jumped through for the touchdown. What amazing strength he has.
He was just running people over and just refused to go down, and he just was able to place the football over the plane and scored the touchdown, and now the Hornets are going for 2. Rolling out to the right to Freeze, dumps it into the corner of the end zone, and it's caught for a conversion. Schaefer makes the catch on the 2-point conversion, and they are able to get it this time. 20-0. Crystal City on top of St. Vincent with 11 minutes to go in the first half. Back in 1 minute on 1400 KJFF. And the kickoff to the Indians will be taken at the 15-yard line. Following a lead blocker is Yamnitz, and he is going to be brought down shy of the 30. Some pushing and shoving in there by the two teams. Big pile up. Yamnitz and St. Vincent will begin this drive on their own, looks to be about their own 28-yard line. Make it 29. Hornets leading 20-0. 3 touchdown runs by Demetrius Terry, who already has over 1,000 yards rushing for the season and 8 scores.
We're going to have to wait.
And he has scored 3 times tonight already.
Yeah, he has 117 yards on 11 carries.
Not a bad day's work so far.
No.
Terry has scored 8 touchdowns, all rushing touchdowns. He came awfully close to taking an interception back. Misdirection and the handoff to the fullback up the middle. Fisher gets very little. Check that, Josh.
Looked like Lott there.
Wrong number 8. That was Lott, yeah.
Well, that play was doomed from the start because St. Vincent pulled both the guards and they kind of ran into each other. One stepped on the other one, and they both fell down, and he had nowhere to go.
Lott picks up about 2. Second down and 8 coming up here for the Indians, trailing 20-0 to Crystal City. Power formation here. Handoff off the right side. Not much there for the ball carrier. Great open field tackle. Number 66 brings him down, Alex Litzow. In there on the tackle, and about a 2-yard pickup there for the ball carrier, which I believe that was Fisher that time. I might be wrong. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 6.
Once again, here we sit, 3rd down. How about you?
Hornets so far enjoying their homecoming. Packed house. They have a 20-0 lead in the game, and their defense has allowed virtually nothing to St. Vincent. Another power formation here for the Indians, and a botched snap. Ball's loose on the ground. It's a pile-on for it. Crystal City saying they have it, and they do. Crystal City recovers the snap. The botched snap to the quarterback in. It's recovered by Crystal City at the St. Vincent 34-yard line.
It looked like number 64, Jordan Perry, with the recovery there.
So the Hornets recover the fumble, and they are knocking on the door again. Already leading 20-0. High formation for the Hornets to Freeze under center. Pitches to Terry. Terry running to the near side, following blockers, cuts it back in, gets tripped up across the 30, down at the 29. Terry's going to pick up 5 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 5. Terry came in with 1,016 yards rushing in only 5 games. Already over 100 in the first half of this one.
You know, and you almost start feeling sorry for defenses, and you probably shouldn't, but you do, because they're actually, a lot of times, they're in position to make the play, but he makes them look silly by making his moves or head fakes or whatever, and they fall for it. And
don't ever go after his shoulders.
Right, exactly. Go for the hips.
Misdirection here, Sullivan. They fake the pitch to Terry, give to Sullivan, the fullback. He runs straight up the gut. On the dive play, he picks up maybe a yard. They'll bring up 3rd down and about 3, maybe 2 yards picked up there by DJ Sullivan, the senior fullback.
You know, and what I say, I feel sorry for not St. Vincent, just defenses in general. You know, with kids coming to make a tackle, you know, they're doing exactly what the coaches tell them to do. They get there, they break down, and they're supposed to bring the guy down. But when you're facing Demetrius Terry, it's not that easy. You're going, Coach, I'm doing everything you told me to do, and it's not working. I need help out here.
3rd down and 3. Crystal City with a power formation. DeFries pitches near side to Terry, following lead blockers at the 25-yard line, brought out at the 23, and it looks like he'll have enough for the first.
Demetrius Terry, enough to move the chain.
And looks like they'll mark him at the 22-yard line. That'll be about 5 yards and a first down. 1st and 10 Hornets on the St. Vincent 22.
Yeah, that time they ran a couple extra tight ends, bunched it up like you said, got everybody towards the middle, and they just pitched it outside. And try to get those seal blocks on everybody.
Hornets go back to an I formation, 2 receivers. DeFries gives to Sullivan up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles, lunges forward, brings it inside the 20 to the 18. Good job by DJ Sullivan. That second effort gave him a couple of extra yards. He'll pick up 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 coming up.
And again, he was hit by 64, Quint Robinson, who's now doubled over there in pain, looks like a little bit. But he hit him right at the line of scrimmage, and Sullivan bounced off and gained 4 more yards. So it's one of those things that these kids, not only do they run hard or run fast, but they run hard. They just run right at you and just keep going.
DeFries under center. Coming to the near side, pitches to Terry. Terry trying to get to the sideline. Brings it inside the 15, down to the 12. And he's going to be close to a first down. Terry picked up about 5, maybe 6. Let's see if they have to measure. Nope, first down.
It's good enough. That's going to bring up
6 yards for Terry and a first down at the 12-yard line.
First down from the 12-yard line. All right,
that right there, they did the option. The end did a great job. Made Ian DeFries pitch it. Number 15 for the St. Vincent Indians there, Kyle Raleigh.
And welcome back.
Did a great job. Open field tackle on Demetrius Terry.
Class of 77.
DeFries on 1st and 10 gives to Sullivan up the middle. Sullivan dragging tacklers with him as he brings it inside the 10. He's down near the 7-yard line. That was a powerful run there by DJ Sullivan. He picks up about 4 yards as he carried a couple of tacklers with him.
Brings up a 2nd down and 6.
You know, I've got an opportunity to work out with DJ Sullivan a couple times at the gym, and I tell you what, he can just flat out lift some weights.
He's an animal, huh?
He is. You know, it's one of those things that you might see him in there for 2 or 3 hours. I mean, that's just the kind of kid he is. He was there all summer. He'll go in with the team, but then he'll go on his own too. Just a powerhouse.
2nd down and 6. Here's Terry again, running up the middle, and finally gets hit dead on and driven backwards. Forward progress got him to the 5. That'll be about 2-yard pickup by Terry before he was driven backwards. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 3.
You know, it's one of those things that looks like when St. Vincent's defense, when the Hornets get near the goal line, they become more aggressive. Like they know they've only got 5 yards to defend, so we better go after them, and we don't wait. They attack. And when they attack, they actually, kind of make things happen behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 3, pitch left side to Terry. Terry tried to get to the corner, following lead blockers, cuts it back inside, he will score. Demetrius Terry following blockers on the sweep play to the left side, and he runs it into the corner of the end zone. That's the 4th touchdown of the ball game already for Demetrius Terry, and we're still in the first half.
Yeah, that's the 16th carry of the night for 136 yards and 4 touchdowns already. That wasn't even fair. That's when, on the right hash mark here, you pitch to the left and he just outruns everybody. He had great blocking, just enough to get in the way, but then it became a foot race, and nobody's going to catch him around here.
34-yard drive as Crystal City picks up the fumble, and they punch it in for the score, and they're going for 2 again. DeFries takes the snap. He's going to run and pitch it, and he throws it behind Demetrius Terry. And St. Vincent will cover it up. It'll be a failed conversion attempt. It'll be 26-0. Crystal City on top of St. Vincent. We're back in 1 minute here on 1400 KJFF. Here it is, 26-0. Crystal City all over St. Vincent. 4 rushing touchdowns in the first half for Demetrius Terry. Runs of 6 yards, 6 yards, 8 yards, and 5 yards. All short runs, but Demetrius Terry has been a one-man wrecking crew for Crystal City in this ballgame.
That's for sure. I mean, it's amazing to watch, and I was excited all week to get to come here Friday, tonight to watch this game. I really was.
Kickoff to the Indians. Brought down across the middle, and a good yardage on the return by St. Vincent. They'll bring him down at around the 33-yard line. A little bit of room there for a moment, but the opening closed pretty quickly. There's the Yemnitz again. First and 10, St. Vincent on their own 33-yard line. They really need something to happen.
St. Vincent ball, first and 10.
Yeah, with just over 5 minutes to go, they really need a score here. I mean, Crystal City gets the ball at halftime also, and they're not too far away from a running clock here, and they've got to get something here. They've got to keep the ball the whole rest of this quarter and punch it in.
St. Vincent lines it up first and 10, bunch formation. The handoff comes to the near side to Lott, brings it across the 35 down to the 36. A couple of yards picked up there by the fullback, or tailback, I should say. And they will bring him down after a 3-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Pickup of 3 brings up second down and 7.
It's just taking too long to develop. They're kind of going off tackle. Sometimes maybe they're going outside the end. And it's just this Crystal City defense, it's just hard to attack them because they play that 3-4, and those 3 guys up front, they just take up space. They're not in there they don't make a lot of tackles because that's not their job. Their job is to take on 2 blockers and let the linebackers and secondary fly, and that's exactly what's happened tonight.
Power formation again, and rolling out to the right is Yemnitz looking to throw, and throws to Raleigh, incomplete. And it's thrown out of his reach, almost picked off. Crystal City defender DJ Sullivan got a hand on that. Incomplete pass, and it brings up 3rd down and about 7.
Yeah, it was kind of close there. They had number 80, Donnie Nash, in coverage there. And looked like he got a little push in the back, but, and that's one thing that Crystal can't afford to do is hurt themselves. Make St. Vincent earn everything they get, and that time he might have got away with one. The ball was probably uncatchable anyway, but you can't take a chance like that. Good coverage, but you got to keep your hands off.
So far, only one penalty has been called on these two teams. That was a kickoff penalty, and the ball went out of bounds. And there's another fumble on the play on the exchange. Yemnitz picks it up, runs across the 40, brought down at the 41-yard line. He'll be shy of the first, and it'll bring up 4th and about 2. Again, another fumble on the exchange from the center to the quarterback, Yemnitz. And he made something out of nothing. But he's shy of the first down, and St. Vincent has a player down.
It looked like 41, Zach Fisher, down again. He started to get up and fell back down. He left the game earlier, looked like with a shoulder injury.
They're going to have to call a timeout to check on him. This will give us an opportunity to take a break as well. We'll bring it back here in 1 minute. At the moment, Crystal City on top of St. Vincent, 28-0 here on KJFF. St. Vincent still tending to their injured player, Fisher, their fullback, Zach Fisher. And now he's going to come off the field, but he's in a little bit of pain again with the shoulder.
That's good to see. Give him a nice round of applause.
Crystal City leads this one 26-0 over St. Vincent, and the Indians will be punting. Justin Lott will be kicking off. Back deep, Duncan for the Hornets, Jacob Duncan.
Yeah, Jacob Duncan, only a sophomore. Last week had 2 interceptions. Week before he had 2 interceptions against the St. John Dragons.
He's been playing a lot already for this team. Snap hits the ground a couple times before it gets to the punter, and Duncan calls a fair catch and receives it back at his own 28-yard line.
I got an opportunity to coach him a couple years ago as I was coaching junior high for the Hornets, and just a great kid, great athlete, works hard. He's been playing football since he's a little kid, organized football, and for this team to have any kind of freshman or sophomore to break in there and get any kind of quality playing time says a lot for his ability, because this team right now is rolling. Anybody who can get a part of it is big.
Duncan stays in the game here as a receiver as he comes to the near side, and look at this. The freeze will operate out of the shotgun, and they're going to call a timeout. Crystal City didn't have something correct with their formation, So they have to call a timeout. With 3:54 remaining in the first half, Hornets will talk it over. We'll bring it back in 1 minute. Crystal City leads St. Vincent 26-0 on KJFF.
And for that, she will apologize once again. Thanks for everyone who has helped.
First and 10, Crystal City. DeFries out of the shotgun, throws, and it's incomplete. Ben Schweiss just had to go right through his arms for the most part. Incomplete on the first down play as the Hornets were trying to throw it on the first down and try to get some passing going. Something that they've been wanting to work on is more of an effective passing game. And Schweiss was wide open on that play, thrown a little bit behind him, but it looked like a catchable ball.
And Ben Schweiss is definitely capable of catching that ball, and that's just a surprise up here. I mean, he's a decent receiver, and just let it right through his hands.
Second down and 10, and again, it's DeFries out of the shotgun. Looking to the left side, throws over the middle, incomplete pass, flag on the play. Right at the 27-yard line.
Flag on the play prior to that pass.
That's only the second penalty we've seen the entire game.
And that came in really late.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, if it's a penalty called before the snap, he didn't throw the flag for a couple seconds after they were already in their pass routes. So I'm not sure exactly what this is.
See about the penalty as he hasn't made a move yet. Now he'll show us what it is. An ineligible man downfield. That'll push it back 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 15. I think our other sponsors for homecoming here at Crystal City, Twin City Pharmacy, as well as Country Services of Jefferson County, L&R Furniture in Crystal City, and the Bank of Bloomsdale in Crystal City. Another timeout has been taken by Crystal City. We'll take a break and bring it back in 60 seconds on KJFF. Second down and 10 for Crystal City.
Looks like all the homecoming candidates are lining up here, Ryan, ready to parade around the track.
Yes, they are. They'll be doing their thing at halftime, which is less than 4 minutes away.
We already got to see the lovely floats come by.
Got to see all that. I got to broadcast the parade, as a matter of fact, earlier this afternoon. So I already got a nice close-up of all of it. They did a good job of the floats, I'll tell you.
They always do. They do. They have a. No, it's just a nice little homecoming parade, you know. And Festus had one 2 weeks ago. The Pius had one last week, and then Crystal gets theirs this week. The Twin City community's been.
Herky's got theirs tonight. So does Windsor. It's that time of the year. I mean, I think about 5 or 6 teams are having homecoming tonight. Coach Winkler is talking it over with the referees, apparently arguing the play, because apparently they took that penalty off against Crystal City. This will give us a chance to update you on scores from around the area. Fox is on top of DeSoto, 13-6. North County leading Windsor 33-0. That's in the second. Seckman and Hillsborough are tied at 7 in the second. Farmington leading Poplar Bluff 26-7. That's in the second. No score at Herculaneum. Herculaneum taking on Central. The undefeated Central Rebel squad. They are scoreless in the second quarter. Here it is 26-0. Crystal City is on top. And they just announced to the crowd about the Crystal City softball team. Winners today in the district semifinals over Scott City, 2-1.
I got a chance to watch the Herky girls win yesterday down at Kate. They
and the Festus girls.
I was actually there too, helping coach the Festus team yesterday, and 17-2 on Sykeston. I think there were 6 consecutive doubles hit by the Tigers. They just came, brought their bats, and they were meeting up with the Black Cats tonight at 6:30 down at Cape Notre Dame. The winner goes on the championship tomorrow, probably against Cape Notre Dame, who got the top seed at about 2 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah, they were playing Kennett in the earlier game.
Who beat Windsor in extra innings down there yesterday.
Boy, Cape Notre Dame is one heck of a girls softball
Yes,
team.
they are.
Still undefeated. Here's second down and 10 finally as DeFries is going to let it go down the right. He's got a man wide open, and Schweiss drops the ball. He was wide open at the St. Vincent 40, and he drops it. It was right there. incomplete, brings up 3rd down and 10.
And I have no idea what the St. Vincent Indian secondary was doing, but they were not covering Ben Schweiss.
No, they were not.
They did not go beyond 10 yards, and Ben Schweiss was 25 yards. He was 15 yards behind him, and it hit him right in the hands, and he dropped it. And I tell you what, I don't know if DeFries will go back to him again tonight, dropping 2 wide open passes. You got to put somebody else in that slot to catch that pass. That's 2 touchdowns he's dropped.
Certainly one right there.
Or potential.
And here it is, 3rd down and 10. Back to pass to Freeze. Throws down the middle of the field. He's got a man open again, and just out of the reach of Demetrius Terry. So Crystal City, again, sticking with the shotgun formation, and nothing brewing for them. They go 3 and out.
I'll tell you what, that's a good alternative there. You replace Ben Schweiss with Demetrius Terry. And, Ian DeFries went back, and he threw it a little sooner than he normally does because he knew how fast Terry can get down the field. That time he threw it just a little bit to the middle, and Demetrius couldn't cut there. And Demetrius, that's not his strength, is going out there and catching balls 40 yards downfield. Not that he can't do it, but he feels more comfortable definitely getting the ball 4 yards behind line of scrimmage and running 50.
Crystal City will be punting. They let it go from the 20-yard line. It's a short kick. St. Vincent returns it, bringing it near side. And the ball carrier is brought down at the 38-yard line. That's Justin Lott on the return. Great field position for St. Vincent. With 3:25 to play in the first half, St. Vincent has it 1st and 10 in Crystal City territory.
You know, it's nice to be in a position like Crystal City where you feel like you can actually not even get to the 3rd quarter. You're still late in the 2nd quarter, and you're out there working on stuff for the future. You know, most teams are trying to score and put the game away, and are trying to get into that 3rd quarter, run that running clock right away. You know, Crystal's just spreading things out, work on the passing game, because they know they're going to find some teams later on down the line that are going to be playing 9 in the box and making you throw, and they want to show teams that they can do it. But if you're going to do that, you better complete passes. You're going to show teams that you can't do it.
Vincent lines it up. Hand off to the fullback up the middle. A couple of yards picked up there. Getting inside the 30 is the new man who's coming in to play fullback. That is number 48, Dylan Mole.
Nice looking run there.
He brings it down to the 9-yard line. That's a 9-yard pickup there by Dylan Mole.
He ran that hard, too.
Yes, he did. He stays in there at the fullback spot. St. Vincent now going to an I formation. 3 receivers set, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. St. Vincent has it on the left hash mark at the Crystal City 28-yard line. Quick pass on the far side. Ball is caught, and cutting it back inside is the receiver, Lott. And he's brought down just inside the 20 on the far sideline to the 18. 1st down, St. Vincent. Mold will pick up about 10 yards on the little screen pass. Will pass to the flat, catch and run. 1st and 10, St. Vincent at the Crystal City 18.
And that's what they need to do right there. That's what we're looking for St. Vincent. They're looking for that quick pass. You know, you want to get it out there and do it quickly.
High formation again. 2nd man through, puts his head down, and is brought down right at the 15-yard line. A little bit shy of that, make it to 16. Looked like Triller got the opportunity that time. Derek Triller, number 2, had the opportunity and only gained 2 yards on the play. 2nd and 8. Time coming into the play a little bit for St. Vincent, under 2 minutes now remaining in the half as they line it up. 2nd and 8 from the Crystal City 16. Again, it's back to pass. Throws it down the right sideline. He's got a man open. Touchdown! Raleigh hangs on to it. The tight end for the Indians. Great footwork on the far sideline. Got both feet down in the corner of that end zone before going out. And the Indians get on the board here with under 2 minutes to go in the half.
Yeah, nice play there. Just a corner route. And beat number 80 there, Donnie Nash, who didn't have bad coverage. I mean, he was there. Just a great catch by Raleigh.
The other Raleigh, the younger one, going for the extra point. Plenty of distance on that one, and it makes it through. 26-7. Crystal City still on top, but the Indians are on the board. We're back in 2 minutes here on KJFF.
Is on the board. Jacob Duncan shows a little power on that return. Fights his way to the 35. Correction, that's Josh Hunnard on that return.
Out of the shotgun, here's Ian DeFries, and he's rolling to the left side. Crystal City with a good return by Harned, and the ball thrown downfield, incomplete, trying to get it to the tight end. Incomplete pass as he's trying to find Zach Nicholas. Incomplete, brings up second down and 10.
Again, had a receiver open, tough catch to make there by number 43, Zach Nicholas. But you know, Coach Jarvis right now is not too happy with his defense, giving up that touchdown right before half. He likes to, he takes pride in shutting people out like most people do, but he works really hard with that defense, and I'm sure that a couple people got chewed on that touchdown. But you know, St. Vincent, they're known for their passing game this year, and they've got a good one.
4 receivers set again. DeFries out of the shotgun. Delayed handoff, giving it to Sullivan. He's got all kinds of room to the near side. To the 50-yard line, to the St. Vincent territory. Sidesteps a man at the 45, inside the 40, down near the 35-yard line. They'll mark him at the 38. First down run, DJ Sullivan. First and 10, Crystal City, now in St. Vincent territory, again at the 38.
25-yard run there by DJ Sullivan, and that was a great block by number 12, Jacob Duncan again here out of wide receiver. With that block, he picked up about 14, 15 more yards after that block.
First and 10, Crystal City, clock winding down, a little over a minute remaining. DeFries out of the shotgun. He's going to run option, pitches to Sullivan left side. He's got some room to the sideline, cuts it in at the 30, and he'll be pushed out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. They'll mark him out at the 22. Didn't quite make it to the 20, but a great run. It'll be first down and 10 for Crystal City on the St. Vincent 22.
Yeah, and he's quietly having a nice night. 11 carries for about 83 yards. Not bad as your second running back and a half.
To say the least. DeFries out of the shotgun once again. And another delayed handoff. Here is Sullivan coming to the near side. Got slowed down at the 20, to the 15, inside to the 13. Near another first down. About 8-yard pickup by DJ Sullivan will bring up second and about 2. Clock down to 40 seconds.
Picks up about 9 yards on the play, brings up a second down and 1.
And now it's a single back formation. Under center is DeFries. He's going to keep it himself, trying to catch St. Vincent off guard. Runs it straight up the middle. Gets to the 10-yard line. He'll get the first down. And it looks like it'll probably be first and goal with about 20 seconds. Crystal City is out of timeouts. They're trying to punch another one in here before half, leading 26-7. There's the spike by Ian DeFries with 17 seconds remaining in the first half. So he was able to run to the sideline, get the play, comes right back in. We'll get an update from Craig in just a moment after this drive continues. And Crystal City's knocking on the door. First and goal from the 10-yard line. 17 seconds remaining. DeFries will operate out of the shotgun. And he's going to run left, pitches to Sullivan, cuts it back inside, brings it back up near the line of scrimmage. And a timeout's going to be timeout by Crystal. Wow, I didn't know they had another timeout. And there's a flag.
There's a flag on the field because they just called their fourth timeout.
And is what I thought. Crystal was not, they were out of timeout, so now they're going to get flagged for it.
That's a delay game. They took some timeout.
Too many timeouts. That'll be a 5-yard penalty.
I don't know. He's picking the flag up right now.
I don't know if there's a rundown.
Is St. Vincent? Were they the ones that called the timeout or not? I don't think they would try it, to be honest, not with 11 seconds left.
No, but Winkler's not happy again. And they kind of had a little words earlier in the second quarter about a flag that they picked up. They're picking up another flag, and Winkler's really letting the official know how he feels tonight.
Absolutely. He is irate as he's on the field going out to talk to his team. So Crystal City is awarded the timeout. So apparently they must have had one left according to the referees. We thought maybe they've called all 3 of them.
He did call 3 of them.
But they award Crystal City the timeout without penalizing them.
Oh.
So now here is the penalty, and is this going to be against St. Vincent?
If he's not careful, he may get thrown out of this game.
And it is going to be unsportsmanlike conduct called against Coach Winkler of St. Vincent. I guess he just continued to lay into the referees, and they can only take so much. So because of the penalty, Crystal City looks at 3rd and goal from the 5. And with 11 seconds, they're going to have to pass their way in unless they want to take a chance here and run it.
Well, he just kind of kept on, and you know, the official did a good job of letting him say what he wanted to say for about the first 30, 45 seconds.
Out of the shotgun, he in to Freeze. Gets a snap, rolls to the right side. He's looking to throw, has a man open, picked off. Picked off by the Indians. Down the left sideline. Cuts it back inside. He's slowed down enough, and the Hornets will bring him down at the 37-yard line. An opportunity there by St. Vincent right at the end as they intercept the pass in the end zone. Run back by Kyle Raleigh. And that at least stops the Hornets' attempt to score before halftime. We are now at the break. It's 26-7, Crystal City on top.
You may not know their names, but the students who are helped through a Jefferson College Foundation scholarship carry thanks in their hearts. It's for the kindness that our contributors have shown. Make a difference in their tomorrows.
Education, the great equalizer. It doesn't just mean you get more knowledge. It means you improve your quality of life.
Give to the Jefferson College Foundation today.
26-7 was the score after that one. St. Vincent pushed the extra point through. The Indians will be kicking off to the Hornets to begin the second half. Down 26-7, back deep for Crystal City. Looks like Demetrius Terry and Josh Harden.
Folks, we did not forget about the 50-50
A couple of quick guys back there to return this one. After the kickoff, well, we'll give you a couple of scores real quick. We have a few updated scores. At the half, Fox leading DeSoto 20-6. North County leading 40-0 on Windsor. Poplar Bluff down to Farmington 42-7 at the half. The short kick by St. Vincent will be fielded by the Hornets at the 30-yard line up to the 34. And that'll be it for the ball returner for Crystal City. Running through the scores again, Herculaneum at the half leads Park Hills 3-0. And also another updated score, Hillsborough-Seckman were tied at 14 at the half. And Festus was leading Brothersville big, 42-6. That was in the first half, near halftime of that one.
Brothersville, not an easy place to play either.
No, not a very good team this year though. 0-5 going in. They lost all those skilled kids from last year. I formation for the Hornets as they begin 1st and 10 on their own 34. Here's Terry, sidesteps a man, jumps over a man, I should say, at the 37-yard line, then is pushed backwards. Terry will pick up about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, the first half, Demetrius Terry had 16 carries for 136 yards. As you said earlier, 4 touchdowns. Got his first carry there with 3 yards, so looking to get him rolling again here in the second half and try to get him over that 200-yard mark tonight.
I formation for Crystal City. DeFreeze under center. Takes a snap. He'll give Terry running right side, then cuts it back in, gets stood up and dropped right near the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard on forward progress. And I think it is a yard. So it'll bring up 3rd down and about 7.
you know, it's one of those things too with the halftime, the extended half, the extended time period there in the first half. Well, I'm going to stop there. Demetrius Terry slow getting up there. That's more important than anything I got to say right now. But he's back going to the huddle here, so he's okay.
He's fine. Maybe a little bit of a stinger as St. Vincent has a guy that was down, and the coach had to come back out onto the field to get him, so he's going to have to step out. That's number 63, the defensive lineman Adam Buckeye.
What I was going to say is with the extended halftime, sometimes it can lull you to sleep a little bit, and even if if you're up 28-7, it's kind of hard to get that rolling again. You kind of get stiff a little bit, and you kind of maybe get more complacent with that lead.
3rd and 7, I formation, fake handoff. DeFreeze steps up. He's sacked in the backfield by the Indians. Sack made by number 65, Garrett French. And DeFreeze will lose about 4 yards. It'll bring up 4th down and about 11. And Crystal City will have to punt the football.
Yeah, Garrett French out of his right defensive end spot. Comes right down the line. Did not even get picked up. Ian DeFreeze, as soon as he stepped back, planted his foot, had a step forward and was hit. Didn't have a chance.
Hornets back to punt. Pretty good kick. It'll be taken near the 35-yard line by the Indians. Slot coming to the near side of the 50. Cuts it back inside. He'll be brought down inside the 40. Good return by the Indians. And St. Vincent will have it 1st and 10 on the Crystal City 36-yard line.
We talked about earlier, the first half, talking about how Crystal City started to spread it out a little bit, and they wanted to see how they could pass, and they went away from the run there in the second quarter, lost momentum. And St. Vincent comes down and scores a touchdown late in that second quarter, late in that first half there. And right now, St. Vincent with a good return starts their first possession second half here on the Crystal City 36-yard line.
I formation. Handoff up the middle. Fullback gets it. No yardage there. And that was not much there for the ball carrier. Again, 48, Dylan Mole getting the opportunity. He got a yard on forward progress. It'll be 2nd and 9.
You need to move your vehicle quickly. The driver of a red Ford Ranger 612 TS5 parked over at the elementary.
Something else to keep in mind. You talked about the halftime momentum and things of that nature, and how tough can it be sometimes for teams to come here? It's a great venue, great place to watch a football game, but you don't have any kind of indoor facility down here. All the teams are kind of lined up beyond the end zones, kind of distracting in a way. Here's a pass in the flat left side. Ball is caught, almost intercepted. Ball was caught and hung on to by Justin Lott. And he'll get to the 30-yard line. That's a pickup of about 6, make it 5. 3rd down and about 4 coming up.
All right, let's get the winner of that 50-50 raffle.
I mean, you know how it is. You don't actually go into a locker room. Sometimes the coach can't get all of your attention because of the fact that you're outside. And you might be looking at people in the stands or whatever the case may be.
I think it's a little bit easier for the visiting team because, as you saw, Crystal City, they had 6 players out there in the court. And they're not in the halftime over there paying attention. They're over here and figuring out who's, So it's a little easier for St. Vincent, especially with that touchdown right before halftime. They can stay more focused. If Crystal City scores a touchdown and it makes it 32 or 33-0, and it goes into half like that, then then they're kind of like maybe picking daisies out there. I don't know, but when they score a touchdown, it keeps them in the game.
St. Vincent had to call a timeout as the Crystal City Hornets fans were making a lot of noise on this 3rd down play, and they wanted to talk it over on a big 3rd down conversion attempt coming up for the Indians. So we'll take a quick break for 30 seconds. We'll bring it back here right after this on 1400 KJFF. I want to thank our remaining sponsors, thecruisesource.com in Crystal City, R&R Trailers in Herculaneum, Scipio Sherry, CPA in Crystal City, and AAA Check Advance. 3rd down and 3, rolling out to the right, and the pass and incomplete. Went off the fingertips and then off the helmet of the intended receiver, Josh Raleigh. Incomplete pass brings up 4th down. Great pass, great throw by Darren Yamitz. Right on the money, should have been caught.
Yeah, that was good coverage there by the Hornets linebackers in the secondary there. But again, like I said, Yamnitz put it right there where he had to. Raleigh didn't come down with it. He had a great catch in the first half for a touchdown there. So kind of shocking that he didn't come down with that ball. But this is a huge 4th down right now, 4th and 4 from the Hornet 29-30, give or take, just inside the 30. And this is big for St. Vincent Indians to keep this drive going right here.
Yeah, this is huge. They are going for it. In the past, St. Vincent would probably think about a field goal because they've had some great kickers over the last decade.
Every year.
But they are going for it, and there is a flag in the backfield beyond Crystal City's defense, and that might be delay of game. And it is. So that'll march St. Vincent back 5 yards, and it'll bring up 4th down and about 9. What a costly delay of game call against the Indians.
And there hasn't been many calls against the Indians tonight, and but none bigger than that if they did. That's a killer right there.
Yeah, both teams have really played within themselves as far as penalties go. You haven't seen false starts. You haven't seen offsides. You haven't seen a lot of those kind of every week type of penalties that you see from other teams. These two teams have played very well as far as the penalties go. So here's the 4th down play and a fumble, and Yamnitz is running for his life in the backfield. Steps up, gets hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. And Crystal City will take over on downs.
Wow. Yamnitz slow to get up. He just got drilled by number 20, Ben Schweiss.
He got popped hard.
He fumbled the ball, picked it up, rolled out to his left, stopped, set the throw. As soon as he got the throw, opened up, and Ben Schweiss just hitting right in the numbers. The ball fell about 5 yards, almost intercepted by one of the Hornet linebackers, but he just got crushed. He seems to be okay. I think he's over here on the sideline. He's bent over a little bit, but at least he came off on his own.
There's Terry running right side. Yeah, he came off on his own power, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Demetrius Terry on 1st and 10 for Crystal City picks up about 4 yards, bringing it up to the 44-yard line, or excuse me, 39. And 2nd down at about 6.
You kind of get the sense right now that the Crystal's a little flat right now. Yeah. You know, they're not really running to the line like they had been. There's not a lot of motivation right now. They're just playing a little flat. They need a big play to spark them right here.
Now they're doing the power game as they have 3 men in the backfield. Here's a pitch to Terry coming near side, following blockers. And Kemp running out there. Plays down a good block as Terry will run it out of the bounds here near the 45. They mark him out at the 48-yard line. That'll be a 1st down. Terry picks up 8 yards in the 1st. And Crystal City moves the chains. 1st and 10, Hornets on their own 48-yard line. In the 3rd quarter, 7:46 to go. Crystal City up 26-7 over St. Vincent.
And now that was a stretch play there. That play was stretched out. It took 3 seconds before he turned it up.
That was a lot of running east.
Yes.
Fullback gets the handoff. That's Sullivan going straight up the gut, and he will pick up about 2 yards. Just gets across the 50-yard line. 2-yard gain for Sullivan. They'll bring up 2nd down at about 8.
Brought down there again by number 65, Garrett French. And number 64 there, Quentin Robinson. Both of them have had a pretty good first half for D-line for the St. Vincent Indians.
Robinson a little shaken as he comes out off the field. Limping off a little bit. Crystal City will bunch it up again using 2 fullbacks, Sullivan and Matt Kemp. They pitch to Terry right side. Great block laid down by Kemp, but wasn't enough as Terry gets brought down at the line of scrimmage. No gain for Terry.
Right there.
Bring up 3rd down at 8.
Yeah, number 15 there, Kyle Raleigh. Great job. Kept contained, forced Terry back inside, and that's what you want to do if you're going to, if he's heading to the outside, you want to force him back to the inside, because if he goes to the outside, you're not going to catch him over there. And good job of forcing him back in where the pursuit for the Indians could get there in time.
It is 3rd down and 8. Hornets go to an I formation. DeFries with the misdirection handoff, giving it to Sullivan, running up the middle. Picks up a couple of yards, not anywhere near a 1st down, however. He'll pick up about 3. They'll bring up 4th down and about 5. And the Hornets will be forced to punt the football.
Good tackle there by number 8, Justin Lott, from his safety position, came up there. Had nice wrap up, lifted Terry off the ground a little bit, and took him down. But this St. Vincent Indian defense has been holding the last 3 or 4 possessions by the Hornets. The Hornets kind of stopping themselves too, and they started going to the passing game there late in the second quarter. But Indians holding strong here.
Mott takes the punt at the 20-yard line. There's a flag at the far sideline. Brings it up across the 25, brought down at the 27. Might be blocking the back by St. Vincent. That's going to push them a little bit further into their own territory. We'll see about the penalty.
We got a late. I don't know if he picked it up and threw it again.
Yeah, that's what he did. Yeah.
Okay. Looks like he's going to call a hold. Oh.
Blocking the back, I guess. Is that what that is? I believe.
Yes.
And that's not unusual on punt returns to see something like that. Clipping is another way to put it. Same thing for the most part. But that penalty will push them back 10 yards, so it'll be 1st and 10 for St. Vincent on the 15. So they got pushed pretty deep in their own territory now. They're going to have a long way to go against the Hornet defense, which has not been very often this year. Here's a pitch left side. Running up the gut and into the far sideline, brought down after a solid game. Getting a handoff again, Derek Triller. He got a handoff earlier in the ball game. That's a solid pickup there by Triller on the sweep play. As he picks up about 8. Second down and about 2.
You know, it's kind of, I mean, you kind of get the feeling almost as the whole atmosphere has just kind of gone down after the homecoming festivities and the, you know, the floats and the candidates coming out and everything. And it's just kind of like everybody's just kind of talking to each other and not really paying attention to the game. And it's just kind of flat right now, this atmosphere is.
High formation. Fullback gets it. He's got some room up the middle and tripped up as he brings it across the 40-yard line. First down run by the fullback. Solid pickup there by Dylan Moll. And he bring him down at the 41-yard line. First down run plus more for the St. Vincent fullback.
Nice 20-yard run there, right up the middle of the field. And he just abused a defensive back there for the Hornets. I wasn't sure exactly who that was because he got ran over. I couldn't see his number. But that's exactly what St. Vincent needs. I mean, that's 2 good runs right there, 28 yards, and boom, they're right out of their own inside their 20 they were, and now they're outside their 40.
High formation again, pitch left side, coming right, hitting the backfield. DJ Sullivan will bring Triller back in the backfield. He got hit about 3 yards back, then driven backwards. They'll mark him down at the 38. That's a loss of 3 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 13. Linebacker DJ Sullivan hitting him in the backfield, and he goes nowhere.
Good read right there by DJ Sullivan. He just came and hit him and just kept driving his feet there. A great open field tackle by DJ Sullivan. Should have been probably a little quicker whistle on that play. He drove him back probably 8 to 9 yards, and they didn't actually blow the whistle until he went down. So probably need a little quicker whistle on that next time. But this officiating crew has done a great job so far tonight. Well, if you ask Coach Winkler, he may say something different, but I thought they've done a pretty good job tonight.
Here's the Emnitz. He's going to heave it down the left sideline. He's got a man open, and the ball is caught inside the 30-yard line. Now they're going to wave it off. Looks like they waved it off on the far side. No, it's complete. The referee is right there to make the call. It's the referee on the far side. The referee that was way down the field, in the middle of the field, started saying no completion. But no, it counts. The catch is made by number 34.
No, number 4.
4, okay.
He made the
Zach Welch.
Zach Welch there. Great catch for a 34-yard gain there.
Boy, that was a good play. And now St. Vincent has it 1st and 10 at the Crystal City 28-yard line. That was a good pass by Emnitz, right on the money. Some room near side. St. Vincent cuts it back up. Fullback again getting the handoff. That was Moll, and he brings it inside the 20-yard line down at the 18. Here, 1st down.
He's had 3 carries in the second half for 30 yards. He's a load.
He's going to be just shy of the 1st down. It's going to be 2nd and short. Nope, 1st down. Referee says he got it. 10-yard run by Moll. And the drive continues. St. Vincent showing some moxie here in the second half.
Moll has 5 carries and 42 yards.
Not bad.
No, not for a fullback.
Yemnitz under center, and they're going to wave it off. Is that a flag or a penalty? I didn't see a flag. They want to get a new football, I think.
Crystal City has changed their defense. They were running a 3-4 cover 2 defense in the first half, and now they've gone to a 6-man front. They're running a 6-3 right now.
And back to pass is Yemnitz, throwing down the left side into the corner of the end zone. Ball is caught. Is it stand? Touchdown! It's completed to Justin Lott for the score. 18-yard completion, second touchdown of the night for Yemnitz, and St. Vincent comes back in this one. They've cut the lead down to 2 touchdowns. See about the conversion. Right now it stands at 26-13.
That was a great catch by Lott. The quarterback, Yemnitz, did a great job of putting the ball in the air and letting Lott run underneath it. He had to run 15 yards to the sideline just to get to that ball. Watch snap here.
And they're going to throw it into the end zone. The ball tipped away, incomplete. Conversion attempt is no good, no flags. So St. Vincent cuts the lead in half. It's 26-13 as we are in the third quarter with 3:15 to go. We take a 1-minute break, and we'll be back for the kickoff after this on KJFF. St. Vincent has closed the gap a little bit. It's now 26-13 as we begin the remainder of the third quarter. 3:15 to go in quarter number 3. 26-13, St. Vincent kicking off now to Crystal City. Right down the middle of the field, what a kick. It's going to go into the end zone and a touchback, and Crystal City will begin first and 10 on their own 20-yard line, kicked over the head of Demetrius Terry.
Again, you stated earlier that St. Vincent always has a good kicker, and they do. I mean, on the extra point, I know it's extra point, but he put that 40 yards through on the extra point. I mean, just not the last one. Obviously, they botched the last one on that first touchdown they scored in the first half. But you know, Crystal City has got to get something out of this drive. They've been flat ever since the last part of their after the last touchdown, late in the second quarter.
They decided to go to that spread offense.
Yep.
Handoff up the middle to Sullivan. Second effort's going to bring him across the 25-yard line, brought down near the 28. Sullivan with a solid pickup and give him about 8 yards. It'll be second and 2.
You know, what happens is you give the defense a chance to make those, you know, with the long homecoming there, you also give the defense a chance to make some changes in the halftime there where they can make some changes against the run. So if you say that pass was second half, maybe get another touchdown before halftime.
Hand off to Terry. He's got some room. Gets across the 30-yard line. He'll have the first down on forward progress. Brought down at the 31 before being pushed backwards. He'll get 3 yards in the first. And it'll be first and 10, Crystal City. It was all Hornets early. It was the Demetrius Terry show, scoring 4 first-half touchdowns. But then Crystal decided to change up their offense a little bit, started to work in the passing game. And they've been very flat ever since, and that's given St. Vincent the opportunity to get back in.
And the Yemnitz have been throwing a nice ball lately.
Fullback, Sullivan brings it right up the middle on the dive play. Across the 35 and continued moving forward.
I think he lost the ball there. Yeah, that ball went forward about 5 yards.
I think it was after he was down, apparently. At least that's what the referee said.
I don't know. No, they're giving it to him there, aren't they?
Yeah, they're giving it to Crystal City on the right, just shy of the 40.
Number 20, looked like Ben Schweiss jumped on it because he was at the 35, tackle at 35, and the ball was on the 40. So luckily for Crystal City, they jumped on that. That would have been St. Vincent, another break for the Indians, that would have been.
Hornets go right back to the I formation after Schweiss recovers the fumble. Here is Terry coming near side, then cuts it back up the middle and is brought down at the 43. Make it the 44. About a 3-yard gain by Demetrius.
And you can see that the Indians did make some halftime adjustments because the holes aren't there that they were in the first half, and St. Vincent's changed it up a little bit, and looked like they may have gone to a little more stunting. They still had the 4-man front. Looked like they've been doing a little bit more run blitzing there.
First and 10, Crystal City on their own 44. And it's Sullivan up the middle, breaks one tackle, still on his feet at the 50 before he's brought down. Sullivan will pick up about 7 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 3. Under a minute now remaining in the third quarter. Crystal City up 26-13 over St. Vincent. One time led 26-0. St. Vincent has scored the last 2 touchdowns. Hornets trying to move the football. High formation, DeFries takes the snap, gives to Terry, escapes a tackler in the backfield, tries to split the defenders coming near side, brings it across the 45, brought down at the 42. And Terry's going to have the first down. Ball on the 42-yard line and an 8-yard gain by Demetrius Terry. His yardage continues to move up and up and up. Crystal City moves the chains. This has been a good drive for them. They're taking a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah, Demetrius Terry has 164 yards on 23 carries so far tonight.
Up the middle, Sullivan brings it to the 40. St. Vincent was ready for that play. Sullivan picks up just 2. Again, the halfback dive. 2nd down and about 8 coming up for the Hornets.
DJ Sullivan sitting at about 125 yards on 20 carries. So both backs together have 43 carries so far this evening.
They are moving the ball now. That'll be the final play of the third quarter. After 3 quarters, Crystal City leads St. Vincent 26-13. We'll return in 1 minute here on 1400 KJFF.
Welcome to Automotive Technology at Jefferson College, where students learn important industry skills every day.
I'm really interested in automotive, pursuing it as a career. Jefferson College has all the great tools, books, everything you're going to need in your career. Their instructors are great, and it is really interesting learning different parts of the car.
Jefferson College offers outstanding instructors teaching in state-of-the-art classrooms. The automotive shop area has the latest in precision tools.
I believe one of the strongest parts of our program for Jefferson College students is we do not let the student leave until they understand the processes involved. We work with the students one-on-one until they are comfortable enough in the knowledge they have and the skill level that they have that they can perform at industry level.
Instruction includes brake jobs, machining drum and rotor, tune-ups, engine repair, cylinder head work, wheel alignment, and electrical work.
I was very impressed with the professors here. I talked to both of them. They were very awesome. I like the fact that the campus is very close to home and it's affordable. And the employers that I talked to were very impressed with Jefferson College students.
Jefferson College graduates get jobs in their field. The Automotive Technology Department has a 95% success ratio with graduates working at many companies throughout the area.
What the employer was looking for was people with fresh minds that know the new technology and all those things I learned here at Jefferson College.
Discover your future with automotive technology at Jefferson College.
And we start the fourth quarter, 2nd down and 8. There's the handoff to Terry, left side. He gets free down the sideline, breaks tackles. Goodbye, Demetrius Terry scores, and the Hornets have increased the advantage. They get their first score since early, about midway through the second quarter.
Yeah, he made that look easy. And that's really one of the first big runs that the Indians have allowed here in the second half. They went a whole quarter with containing the Hornets offense, and then the first play from the fourth quarter kind of catches them off guard. A little play off to the left. He takes it 40 yards for the touchdown.
For the extra point, the Hornets try to get it down. Snap is down. The kick is up, has plenty of distance. Good. And so it is a 33-13 advantage for Crystal City over St. Vincent. We'll take a break. Kickoff to the Indians coming up after this on KJFF. Crystal City now on top 33-13. The kickoff is taken at the 10-yard line. Good kick by the Hornets. Straight up the middle, and the ball carrier is going to come down at the 30-yard line. Another good run back. That was Lott again. Now check that now, Yamnitz.
Brought down there by number 24, freshman Anthony Kloss. Good tackle by him.
Absolutely. Well, Crystal City will try to D up. as they lead now 33-13 over the Indians here for Hornet homecoming. As the Indians started off 1st and 10 on their own at 30. High formation for St. Vincent. Back to pass is Yamnitz. He's going to let it go down the near sideline. He's got a man open. The ball's caught, and Lott is pushed out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. Into Crystal City territory. They mark him down at the, looks to be about the 43. Good pickup on a first down pass play, and Crystal City has allowed some yardage through the air here in the second half.
Yeah, the Indians there, they had a twin set over here on the left side. They ran across where the inside receiver runs a wheel route up the sideline. Demetrius Terry and the other D-back got into each other a little bit there. A nice catch by Lott.
High formation again. Yamnitz hands off. Triller off right tackled up to the 40-yard line and brought down. Pick up a 3. It'll be second down and about 7. Triller getting a lot of carries here in the second half.
Yeah, a couple things if you're trying to scout Crystal City that you've noticed tonight is, one, they didn't catch the ball when they could have, and 2, right now they're not doing a good job of stopping the pass. That's things that they need to fix as the season goes on, and they have time to do that before districts start. And hopefully for them, they get through the districts and state gets here. They face some teams that can pass. They'll have some time to work on that. But this is a great opportunity for them to do that, especially up 35-13. Great opportunity to practice that.
Yemnitz back to pass again. Throws down the right side, overshoots his target. He was trying to get that one out to Lott, and he overshot him, incomplete.
The one thing I've seen St. Vincent do tonight is protect the quarterback. They've done a very good job protecting. Crystal City's got a lot of speed on that defense, and they're sending 4 or 5 guys every time. And St. Vincent, they flushed him out a couple times, but Yamnitz does a good job scrambling, giving his receivers time to get open. And they have, and Crystal City's got a lot of speed in that secondary, but for some reason they're not really sticking with the receivers of the Indians.
The pass was actually intended for number 9. It was Aaron Zick, as his name is pronounced.
Can we give the defense a little help?
He is lined out as a receiver to the right side. No, actually he's back on the sideline now. Yemnitz rolling out to his right, looking for room. Throws down the right side. He's got a man open, caught and out of bounds. Is Lott at the 15-yard line, make it the 14. First and 10, St. Vincent. Another good sideline pass, right on the money. Yemnitz finds Lott, 1st and 10, Indians, as they have marched down the field in a hurry against this Hornet defense.
Well, they keep running the sideline routes, and what's happening is the D-back is allowing him to get to the outside, and the safety can't help. He's stuck on the inside. The safety's on the inside. What he needs to do is get on the outside so the safety can come over and take the inside, and that's not happening right now. Josh Harnett is struggling a little bit on that D-back.
Here's another fumble on the exchange to the quarterback, Yamnitz. He picks it back up and lunges forward. No gain on the play. Bring up second down.
All St. Vincent's running right now is fly routes down the sideline, wheel routes down the sideline, or deep outs on the sideline. Everything they're throwing is on the sideline. Those D-backs and cornerbacks for the Crystal City Hornets have to play the outside a little more, get on the outside of those numbers, let the safety come over and play the inside of the numbers. And right now, they're not on the same page right now.
St. Vincent driving inside the red zone of the Hornets. High formation. Yemnitz back to throw again. He heaves it down the corner of the sideline and off the fingertips. Unable to secure that one is Rowley. Trying to get it to Kyle, number 15. It's incomplete, just off the fingertips. Couldn't secure it. Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Well, he was looking over his right shoulder, going to the right pylon in the back corner. The ball was over his left shoulder. Great coverage there by Ian DeFries, though, forcing him. The only way he could get up was the right shoulder, but just not on the same page there. One off his hands, still had a chance to bring it in, but that'd have been a really tough catch for Raleigh there.
We're into the 9 o'clock hour on 1400 KJFF, Festus Crystal City Herculaneum. Pitch coming to the near side, looking for some room is Triller. He gets hit at the 10, brought down at the 9. He brings him a little bit closer. Now it's going to be a big 4th down attempt coming up here for the Indians. We're going to look at 4th down at about 5 after the run by Triller.
Come on, Hornets fans.
And the Hornets defense will try to get the stop, and the Indians will try to score to bring them again to within 2 scores.
And again, this is really the first time the crowd has got back into the game since halftime, and the players are really asking for them to get up, and the fans are responding. But again, this first time the Hornets really been up too. The last 2 quarters.
St. Vincent lines it up for this 4th down and 5 play at the Hornets' 9-yard line, and a flag comes in from the backfield. And it looks like a delay of game against St. Vincent. 5-yard penalty. Marches them all the way back to the 9. It'll be 4th and 10 from the 14-yard line.
And that's twice. They've had big plays they had to come up with. Both of them were 4 yards. 4th and 4, and both times they get a 5-yard delay of game penalty, and it puts them at 4th and 9, which is a world of difference. You know, if you're out there listening, you know 4 or 5 yards might not be a big difference, but in this game of football here, when you get inside the red zone, that 4 or 5 yards is huge. One thing we want to watch, though, is Lott out here on the right side. They got twins out here, but watch Lott there in the right slot.
See Raleigh coming in here on the left side as well. Yandit's looking to throw. He's hitting the backfield. He'll be dropped for a sack, and St. Vincent will turn it over on downs. DJ Sullivan was the first one there, and Crystal City takes over as they sack Yandit's on a 4th and 10 play.
And we talked about, you know, how Crystal City had a hard time getting pressure on Yandit's. That time Sullivan comes through, gets a great hit on the quarterback. He was looking for Lott in the right slot on the sophomore safety there, Jacob Duncan. But again, if it's a 5-yard, he can release it a 1-step drop. With the 10 yards, he has to go a 3-step drop. That's too much time. DJ Sullivan got there. That 5-yard penalty was a killer for the St. Vincent Indians there.
So Crystal City takes over on offense. They're going to hand it off to Harned, running left side. He gets tripped up at the 25-yard line. Forward progress to about the 26, 2-yard gain there. Now that St. Vincent's drive has stalled and Crystal City has taken over, now we have the chance to get you that update from Seckman High School. Let's go there with Craig Andrews. Demetrius Terry gets the call on 2nd down and 8, loses a yard. It'll be 3rd and 9. Here it's Crystal City up 33-13 on St. Vincent. And we're now under 8 minutes to play. Clock is running as the Hornets try to keep it on the ground to eat up some time. Loaded backfield again as DeFries takes the snap. Gives to Terry coming near side. Boy, he's got some room. Outruns everybody right up the middle. Now he's gone to the 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Crystal City. Demetrius Terry scores again. 6 touchdowns by Demetrius Terry.
And you saw that play develop from the very beginning. The line just opened up a hole big enough so I could drive my truck through. Demetrius Terry gets through there.
And
great.
You got a big truck.
I do have a big truck. That's a great line, great 70-yard run there by Demetrius Terry. You know, that puts him up at 275 right now for a total 6 touchdowns, and he's got 26 carries. Sorry, that was a 75-yard touchdown. Sorry about that.
Demetrius Terry scores yet again, and the conversion attempt is no good. Did I miss that? I'm not sure. I think they missed it.
They did.
They did, okay. Kick was no good. We'll take a break. We'll bring it back in 30 seconds for the kickoff to the Indians as Crystal City now leads it by a score of 39-13 here on KJF.
Yeah, welcome back to the Demetrius Terry Show. As he's had 26 carries, 280.
I'm Ryan Reinheimer. This is Spencer Kearns. We're just bringing you along to the Demetrius Terry Show.
280 yards. 280 yards on 26 carries and 6 touchdowns. That's most kids' high school dream. He's got it in under 4 quarters tonight.
Kick to the far side is going to be recovered by the Indians at the 22. It was near going out of bounds, but one of the Indians players had a pounce on it with the Crystal City defenders coming downfield. So the Indians will be deep in their own territory as they'll operate out of their own 22.
But again, you've got to give credit to the Crystal City line right there. That hole was at least 5 yards wide open.
It's just like you said, he could drive a recreational vehicle through that.
Right. He had the only person that had a chance was number 15, and that was Kyle Rowley, and he slowed him up, but that's all he did. And that wasn't for very long.
Well, the Indians had their drive stall last time. They did move the ball downfield very nicely, and here's a pitch running left side, and then straight up the gut is the ball carrier. I think they gave that one to the fullback once again, who's gotten a lot of good runs, Dylan Mole. He brings it up to the 29-yard line, a pickup of about 7, 2nd and 3.
Yeah, he's done a really good job in the second half. He's got 38 yards on 4 carries, and Chris City hasn't found an answer to him, but St. Vincent hadn't found an answer to Demetrius Terry either.
High formation for the Indians. Quarterback takes a snap, and it's hands off and hit in the backfield is the fullback. He got hit pretty good by one of the linebackers coming through. Matt Kemp was the one who slowed him down enough in the backfield. That's about a 1-yard loss by Mole. Great pursuit by Matt Kemp as he found an open seam left side and hit him in the backfield.
If I stand corrected, Matt Kemp must have heard me up here because he stopped Mole that time for a 1-yard loss. About the first time we got to call Matt Kemp's name. He's a big part of that linebacking crew for the Chris City Hornets. But again, with St. Vincent passing as much as they have tonight, he hasn't had a chance to have his name called as much from that middle linebacker spot.
3rd down and about 5. The Indians back to pass. A little bit of pressure applied down the right side. The ball is knocked away. Incomplete pass. And it was intended for Kyle Raleigh, number 15. Josh Raleigh has been the other one who's been very active tonight. That one intended for Kyle. Incomplete pass. Good coverage by Crystal City.
As you see right there, that time Jacob Duncan got over all the way to the sideline that time to help deflect that pass away. Ian DeFries had good coverage on the inside. Jacob Duncan went all the way over on the outside. And again, that's good coverage. He's back there by himself. They're in a cover 1, and he's right now he's back to receive the punt, but he's done a great job tonight from that safety spot. Again, a sophomore.
Lott standing back at the 10-yard line to punt it. Oh boy, and it just skips to him. Gets off a pretty good punt. Duncan's got some room, and he's going to let it go. Bounces at the 35-yard line. St. Vincent bounce inside the 25 to the 24. That's where Crystal City will begin this drive with 5:53 to play. Crystal City leads 39-13 over St. Vincent. Hornets trying to move to 6-0 on the season.
And I'll be really shocked if we see Demetrius Terry. He's out there, but I don't know if we'll see him carry the ball too much more. I wouldn't think. 280 yards on 26 carries. With a big game coming up against Maplewood, you may not want to have him carry the ball too much more tonight with just under 6 minutes to go in this game.
What a game it could be next week, too. If Maplewood gets it done tonight against Valley Catholic, you could have 2 6-0 teams right here next week going head-to-head. Handoff left side to Harned, cuts it back in, following blockers, brings it up to near the 30-yard line. Harned's going to pick up about 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4.
And I tell you what, I was excited for this game, but I'll be jacked for next week. I'm telling you, that's going to be a game.
Speed versus speed.
Oh, the Allen kid from Maplewood. I mean, Demetrius Terry's fast, but Allen's just as fast as Demetrius Terry, and they proved it last year at the track state championship where they both went head-to-head. Demetrius won state, I believe it was the 200, and then Allen won it in the 100. And, I mean, that's going to be phenomenal. And they got the Howard kids finally healthy for the whole season, the fullback from Maplewood.
They got a new quarterback out there as well, Les Williams.
Oh, my gosh. It's going to be a great game.
Sullivan, the fullback, gets the carry up the middle, picks up a couple. And they'll bring up third down and about 2 yards.
You know, that's one of those games you wish was played on a Saturday so that everybody could come see it. Because, I mean, you're going to see some athletes there, and it's going to be a shame that not everybody can get to see that game, but you can hear it right here on KJFF Radio next week. That's for sure, because we'll be here.
It'll be a lot of fun next week.
Well, Caitlin Smirka says it's her birthday. One of the key members of the volleyball team here with us in studio.
What are you guys, 15-2? Is that right? I think that's about right. Yeah. Here's a handoff to Harned, left side trying to get up to the 35-yard line. Looks like he's got enough for the first down.
One of my former students there, Ryan, I got to get her some coverage out here. I went to that Crystal City Festus volleyball game on Tuesday night.
Yeah, what a feather in the cap for the Hornets.
Oh my gosh, it was phenomenal.
I don't know how long of a streak it's been for Crystal City against Festus in volleyball, but 5 years, okay. They've been some good matches this year. They've split now during the regular season. Here's Harned up the middle. He's got some room, and the late flag comes in. Harned is going to take it all the way to the end zone. Running it down from behind, not in time, was Raleigh. But we'll see about the penalty in the Crystal City backfield.
Coach Ridgway signaling it's coming back.
I think so, yeah.
That would have been a 65-yard run there by Josh Harned.
Boy, he could motor, couldn't he?
Oh, yes. One of the many.
Running some people right up the middle, kind of on a dive play.
One of the many speedsters here for the Hornets.
Well, that's going to come back, and while the penalty continues, we're going to get an update from Craig out at Second High School as they take on the Hillsboro Hawks. Let's go there with Craig Enders. Crystal City on top here by a score of 39-13 after the penalty, which brought back a touchdown run by Harned. It's first down and 20. And here's the handoff running off the right side. There's another penalty that comes in from the backfield.
That one's going to be on Demetrius Terry. He got caught leaning forward, took a step as the ball was being snapped. I didn't know if they were going to call it or not. He couldn't get the flag out of his pocket, but that's what that call is going to be.
Crystal City has changed it up a little bit. A couple of different players are coming in. Now in the quarterback is number 9, Stuart Mason, the junior. He's now taken over as DeFries has gone to the bench. And it looks like 35 is the one who actually got that carry, a freshman, Landon Prater. So how about that?
Sorry about that. I saw the 5 and thought it was Demetrius Terry. I was thinking it's a little crazy. There's 3 minutes to go in the game. He's still in there, but Landon Prater gets the carry. Looks like number 4, Aaron Schaefer's in there also.
Switching it up, 32 into the ball game as well. That's Todd Werney. And looks like a fumble on the play, and the ball would be picked up by the quarterback. Mason lunges forward, gets to the 27-yard line. It's going to be third down and about 17 coming up.
Looks like Ryan Drakowski, number 36, coming in at fullback there. He's a sophomore for the Hornets.
Crystal City has taken all the starters out with the clock winding down to 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Back to an I formation. Here's the pitch, running right, coming near side, hitting the backfield, still on his feet. Spins away from a man and brought out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Good run, but it won't be enough. Well, that's a pretty solid pickup there by Todd Werney, the freshman. Ran a long way for about 4 yards. He ran a long way for 4 yards.
He's got a lot of speed. He's pretty good size for a freshman.
There's a few of them.
I tell you what, the numbers are amazing at how many freshmen they have. I didn't get an opportunity to count total, but it's in the 20s.
I believe that Coach Ridgway said this is the largest freshman class they've had out for football. Here's the punt, and it will be taken by St. Vincent at the 40. Coming near side load at the 50, cuts it back inside. Slowed down, great shoestring tackle by the Hornets. 43 on the tackle, Nicholas. He saved the touchdown perhaps as he brings Lope down at the 40, just inside the 40-yard line. And that's where St. Vincent will begin the drive. With 2:16 to go, Crystal City leads 39-13. And the Hornets will be moving to 6-0 on the season, and St. Vincent will drop to 2-4.
I was talking to Mike Reed, one of the junior high coaches, earlier, and he said that they put 52 points up a week or two ago against Fredericktown team. So the younger groups are really rolling for the Hornets as well.
Pass to the right side, ball is caught, trying to get to the corner. Great tackle from behind. Pickup of about 7 yards, though. Great open field tackle by Werney as the pass got to number 9, Aaron Zick.
You know, that's always been the key for the Hornets, and since Dan Ridgway's been here, he's gotten a lot of these kids to come out and play this game. And, you know, before, they struggled getting some numbers, and once they got them, they struggled keeping them, and now it just seems to keep growing. You know, all these kids, a lot of these kids are coming from Jefferson R7 area too, or want to come play football, and then you have the junior high program's been rolling for a couple years, and, you know, getting the kids and keeping them, and that's a big plus.
And they've been in the state playoffs 3 out of the last 4 years.
That doesn't hurt.
No. There's a pitch coming near side, the ball carrier. That's Mole, brings it to the 25-yard line, down at the 24, and that'll be a first down run for St. Vincent.
Brought down there by number 60, Eric Stavansky, the defensive end, sophomore for the Hornets.
1 minute, 21 seconds remain. Clock is stopped momentarily so that they can move the chains, and the clock is now running once again, just over a minute. Tonight has been the Demetrius Terry Show. 6 touchdowns by the senior tailback. Yamnitz looking to throw. Now he's flushed out of the pocket, running left, throws, overshot his target, incomplete, trying to get it to Zick once again. And incomplete at the 10-yard line. They'll bring up second down and 10. Clock stops with 53 ticks remaining.
He was flushed out there by number 77, Leo Umfleet, and good covers there by 22, Jake Steller. As the Indians are still going to the air here with 53 seconds, trying to get that last touchdown in there, trying to get something they can build on for next week. And again, they have things they need to work on too. And scoring a touchdown here may give them a little lift going into next week.
St. Vincent will be taking on Grandview next Friday night, while again Crystal City will be taking on Maplewood. Yamnitz rolling out to the right. He's going to throw it into the corner of the end zone. It is up for grabs and incomplete. Both the defender and the receiver were there at the same time, Welsh and Duncan. Yep. And it falls to the ground, incomplete, as they both kind of battled for it.
Yeah, broke up there by Anthony Kloss, number 24. Second time we said his name tonight.
Clock stops with 44 seconds left.
Yamnitz is pretty impressive throwing off one leg like he does. I mean, it's not the most ideal and probably fundamentally sound quarterback, but he throws a nice ball, and it's not pretty.
We've seen a few of them so far this year, haven't we, Spencer?
Yes.
A young man from St. Genevieve last week.
Yes, Faulkner.
Faulkner, even though he was injured. There's a pass right side. He's got a man wide open, falling as he makes the catch, but hauled in by Zick. And that'll be a first down reception. Zick good for about 11 yards on that catch. St. Vincent moves the football down to the 12, and a timeout's been taken by the Indians. Make it the 13-yard line. So with 34 seconds left, St. Vincent's going to try to work in some other plays, hopefully building on the future of what's left in their season. Trying to get one more score to cut the lead down a bit before the end of this one. It's been all Crystal City. 39-13, the Hornets lead. We'll take a 30-second break and return to Cumberford Stadium in Crystal City after this on KJFF. And we return to Crystal City here on 1400 KJFF. 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Yemnitz back to pass. Throws over the middle, and the ball is caught in the end zone for a touchdown. Indians score. They find the tight end once again. Josh Raleigh makes the catch. And the Indians trying to build some positive things heading into next week, although they're not going to win this game. They are not quitting.
Yeah, that was a nice design play there. It was a good fake pitch, roll out to the right. Raleigh just a quick slant back to the inside, and a nice pass and catch there.
And the kick is partially blocked perhaps, but it makes it through. So St. Vincent scores a late touchdown and is now 39-20. We'll take a break for 1 minute. Kickoff to the Hornets coming up after this on KJF. Short kickoff coming to the near side, and Josh Harned will field it at the 21-yard line, and he just kind of takes a knee. And Crystal City gets the ball with 27 seconds left, and probably will just kneel on it, and we'll call it a night.
A little victory offense here. I'll tell you what, though, honestly, if your team that you normally go watch is out of town and you're not going to be able to make the trip, and you're around Crystal City next week, you really need to come by and watch that Crystal City Maplewood game, and you're not going to be disappointed whatsoever. It's not just hype. There's two good ball clubs right there. Both will probably be state ranked come next week.
Quite possibly. Maplewood's been there all year. Crystal City is just now starting to get some interest in the state rankings, as there's the knee pulled down by the Hornets, and that will do it. Crystal City will win on homecoming 39-20 over the St. Vincent Indians.